In this video, we're going to show you the steps for leg waxing. This service could take 30 minutes for half the leg and up to 45 minutes for the entire leg. Prior to greeting your client, make sure your room is set up properly. For this treatment, we will be using soft wax. Refer to the full list of implements in your waxing chapter for a helpful checklist. Conduct your client consultation according to the guidelines provided in our pre-service video. This includes reviewing the client intake form, discussing any contraindications, and sharing any pros and cons of the waxing service. Leg waxing should not be performed on clients with varicose veins. Ask your client to share her expectations, including how much hair is to be removed and from which parts of the leg. Instruct her to remove all clothing from the lower body, but leave her undergarments on. Provide her with a drape for cover. Leave the room while she undresses, and be sure to knock before re-entering. Wash your hands thoroughly, then put on gloves. This must be done before any waxing service. Have your client lie flat on her back with her legs flat on the table. Mist the legs on the front with an antiseptic lotion. Wipe them down with paper towels, then dust the entire area with powder. Have her bend her knees by placing the soles of her feet flat on the table. Apply the mist as far underneath as possible. Dust this area too. You can do both legs at once to save time. If waxing the toes and feet, make sure they're warm. Cold skin can cause the wax to not lift off cleanly. Rub your client's feet between your hands to warm them up. Or, your client can keep her socks on until ready to wax. Since posture is crucial for longer wax services, start with the leg furthest from you. This will prevent back fatigue and injury. Test the temperature of the wax on your inner wrist and discard the used applicator. Wait, don't forget the double dipping rule. When working with wax, never double dip a spatula unless you are throwing away the pot of wax afterward. Use new spatulas for each dip to avoid contamination. Okay, let's begin the application process, starting with the feet. Apply the wax from the top of the foot down towards the toes, then apply the wax strip before the wax cools. Give 2 quick, firm rubs, then place your hand at the start of the pull to hold the skin taut. With the other hand, grasp the muslin and pull off as quickly and as closely to the skin as possible. Immediately apply pressure to the area. If there is very little hair on the toes, you can press the wax into the hair that is already on the wax strip, then quickly remove it. Otherwise, wax is applied in the direction of growth, covering as many toes as possible with one dip of the applicator. Be sure to pull the strip away in the opposite direction of hair growth. When you finish the foot, you can begin on the inside of the lower leg by the ankle. Dip the spatula deep into the pot to coat at least 3 inches of the applicator. Scrape the excess wax off the bottom of the spatula, holding it at a 45-degree angle. At about 7 inches above the ankle, apply a thin coating of wax downward as it runs off the applicator in the direction of hair growth. Apply the strip, leaving an edge to grab. Rub the strip twice in the direction of hair growth, then place your free hand on the skin by the edge of the strip. Grab the strip and quickly pull away close to the skin and against the hair growth. Immediately apply firm pressure. Repeat these steps until you reach the knee, then return to the bottom of the leg. Rotate the foot back to the center. Just inside the shin bone, apply the first strip of wax. Continue removing the hair in sections moving up the leg, stopping at the knee. Continue from the bottom, working with the same size strips on the front of the leg up to the shin bone to the knee. Rotate the foot slightly inward. Starting again at the bottom, remove the hair, applying the same size strips to the outer side of the lower leg up to the knee. To wax the knee, have your client bend the leg, placing her foot flat on the table, making the skin taut. This area has patches of dead skin cells, as well as folds of skin on some clients. Apply the wax in downward, outward sections from the middle to the lower half of the knee. Quickly apply the strip. Rub downward and remove quickly upward, working your way around the knee. Next, apply the wax in 3 sections: outside, middle, and inside. Beginning on the outside, apply the wax in a downward direction to the midpoint and remove it against the growth. When waxing the upper leg, it's important that the skin is held taut with every pull. This skin is often fleshier and there may be more folds of skin around the knee. It is more likely to bruise if not held taut when the wax strip is removed. The direction of hair growth on the upper leg is downward in the middle and outward on either side. Begin by waxing the middle by applying the wax 3 inches wide and 5 to 7 inches long in a downward direction toward the knee. When the middle section is cleared, the outer thigh should be waxed in similar sized sections, starting down towards the knee. Apply the wax and strip and rub over it in an outward motion. Holding the skin very taut on the outer thigh, hold the strip in the opposite direction back towards the center. Continue this process to the point where there is no hair growth at the top. Ask your client to bend her leg, placing her foot on the side of the knee of the other leg to expose the hair on the inner thigh for removal. Starting near the knee, apply the wax from the middle down and then outward. Be careful not to get too close to the table, as enough room must be left for the hand to hold the skin taut for the pull back up. This area bruises easily, so be sure to hold the skin taut before removing the strip. Complete the section of the inner thigh up to the bikini area. Now ask your client to raise her knee to her chest, grabbing the leg behind it. This position tightens the back of the thigh, making it more comfortable and minimizes bruising. This works well for clients who are overweight or who have loose skin and are comfortable raising their knee to their chest and staying in this position for a few minutes. Notice that the hair at the back of the leg changes direction, growing up towards the buttocks. Since the flesh from the back may be pushed forward when the client is facing down, it helps to remove as much hair as possible when the client is still lying face up. Remove all the hair that is easily accessible in this position. After finishing the underside of the thigh, move to the other leg and continue removing the hair using the same technique. When the hair removal of the front and sides of both legs is complete, apply lotion to remove any remaining wax so that the client will not stick to the paper when she turns over. Instruct your client to turn over and hang her feet over the edge of the table. Apply more powder to her legs as needed, especially if she's perspiring. Notice that the calf hair grows across the calf from the outside inward and slightly downward. The growth pattern also changes behind the knee. Start again with the leg furthest away and at the bottom of the lower leg. For ease managing the curve of the calf muscle, apply the wax in 3 by 5 inch strips. Follow the direction of the hair growth from the outside inward. Rub the strip in the same direction, hold the skin taut, and pull back against the growth. Immediately apply pressure to the affected area. Continue in the same manner up the calf to the back of the knee. Notice that the hair growth pattern can vary in this area. Check to see if any hair is left on the back of the thigh. Some clients have a spiraling hair growth pattern on the back of the thigh. Remove the hair on the back of the calf and thigh of both legs. With the waxing portion complete, pamper your client with a gentle massage using lotion and effleurage movements up the middle of the leg and a little lighter stroking down the outside. Be sure to review all aftercare instructions with your client. You can also offer her a handheld mirror to admire her sleek new legs. Always thank your client with a smile and invite her to schedule her next appointment in a month to 6 weeks to keep her legs fabulously hair-free.